Wolves 0, Huddersfield Town 1. It's funny how football goes, isn't it? Because all season Wolves have played really well against the teams that were expected to, and then the worst team in the league, who haven't won since they last played us back in November. They've picked up 1 point in that time, and then they go and beat us again. I thought a really poor performance from Wolves today. Really, just lack of any creativity, lack of any ideas, and then mistakes at the back, and not being able to create a single shot on target, I think, was quite pathetic, really. Neves had a poor game. Dendoncker was able to win possession back, but then a lot of the passes that he made were backwards. It's really, really disappointing to be going to have not scored and to not have got a single point against Huddersfield this season, where lots of other teams would have picked up easy points against them. We just weren't able to create any chances or put them under any sort of threat whatsoever. Again, obviously I haven't been to the game getting this up so quickly, but there'll be other people who can go into more detail about the sort of vibe that they were getting, but the goal itself was a scrappy little thing. Huddersfield really should have scored earlier on as well. They had a header from the back post that hit the side netting that half the ground thought was in. I thought it was in as well from watching on the computer. I don't know what to say. I don't feel like I did when we lost to Huddersfield back in November. It does feel like a little bit like the Crystal Palace game at the beginning of January, that we should be doing better. Of course we should. We should be able to have that consistent level of performance every single game, but we don't seem to be able to do that. We have done for a long period of time, 8 games unbeaten in all competitions before tonight, but I did feel a bit of trepidation coming into the game. I didn't feel confident going into tonight. A few omens that were against us, in that Nuno had never been beaten twice by the same team in a season. No team had done the double over Nuno's Wolves. Also, the only teams who beat them twice, or more than twice before today, was Cardiff, who of course we face on Saturday now, who have the chance to do the double as well, and they'll be up for it, and they will give us a very, very good game. If we've got any ambitions of finishing 7th, which I think should be the aim really for the Wolves team for the rest of the season, we have to go and win the game on Saturday. We can't just settle with a point. I would have settled for a point tonight after 85 minutes. It didn't feel like a game. You know, think back through the season, those games that we've won late on, it didn't feel like one of them. We weren't creating chances, we weren't looking like we could break. Part of it, I think, was due to Huddersfield's good performance in midfield, similar to their performance at Molineux, where they were able to turn Moutinho and Neves around. Of course, we only had 2 players in that midfield on that day. We had 3 today, and they were able to turn all 3 around and make them face their own goal and play backwards. And that's really what won Huddersfield the game. I thought they were really, really strong and persistent, and you could tell that despite their position in the league, that obviously they are, it was mentioned on the commentary, they have ambitions of going down well, going down with a fight, a little bit like Albion did last season, in that, you know, they were, for a long time they could see it coming, but were able to put in a few good performances and get a few good results as well. And I think that's probably what Huddersfield will do now over the next couple of months. It's close to embarrassing really tonight for the Wolves. To have lost twice to Huddersfield, there's not going to be any, well, there isn't anybody that's going to happen to this season. But it's funny, it's very funny how football goes sometimes, and we've got to pick ourselves up. We've got a good chance on Saturday against Cardiff, who have been very hit and miss. They have been a little bit resurgent recently, and I've got a chance of staying up. Anyway, not a lot more to say about that performance. If you'd like to make a comment about the team and their performance today, then let me know in the comment section down below who stood out for you, playing particularly well. Personally, I don't think the substitutions worked at all. I would have preferred to see Traore come on for Gibbs-White, I think, because I have been very, very critical of Traore recently, but I thought that he played very well on Saturday when he came on. And I think with him running at the Huddersfield defence, we may have seen something happen. Whereas Gibbs-White, again, hasn't impressed me over the last couple of months. Since the Chelsea game, really. I think he's been a little bit arrogant with the way that he's dealt with the praise that he's been getting from Match of the Day and other sources. He needs to stay humble, as Nuno would say, and make sure that he's trying his hardest and keeping things simple. He's all these fancy flicks and things like that are not working out. Cavaleiro similarly with his dribbling. Every single time he has a dribble more than 2 or 3 steps, he has to do one of those, you know, ball roll things. And he's losing possession, simple things like that. When you're under pressure and you've been brought on in a game to change it, to get the pace up front, we couldn't get the ball to them and we couldn't make things happen. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it to all your friends as well. And let's look forward to Saturday. Cardiff home, hopefully 3 points. We'll see. Thank you. Bye-bye.